Chad Waller, coming to you from the Naia headquarters in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. During the show, Chad and I will present the pairings for the 9 national championship opening rounds. These games will be played out May 12th through the 15th at various host sites across the country. The format is a 5-team double elimination tournament with each of the 9 champions joining host Lewis Clark State at the 59th annual A-Vista NAIA Baseball World Series at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho.
Now, the Baseball World Series is always an exciting, tremendous event, with 2015 acting as the 24th time that Lewis Clark State has hosted. This event is best in class, with thousands of fans attending each game, and this success is really due in large part to the commitment of Lewis Clark State College and the Lewiston community. This year's World Series is scheduled for May 22nd through the 28th, with the if necessary game scheduled for May 29th. Now, we're moments away from finding out who will be playing for the 59th annual World Series banner.
We're almost ready to unveil the national championship opening round brackets. Before we do that, let's quickly explain how NAIA teams qualify for this event. There are 2 ways to make the championship field. Teams can qualify automatically as a conference regular season champion, tournament champion, or a tournament runner-up depending on the league. Conferences with 10 or more schools receive 2 automatic berths, while conferences with less only get 1. The other qualification method is by receiving that large berth. These are decided by the NAIA Baseball National Selection Committee. This committee consists of representatives from each of the 5 geographic areas, 3 at-large members, the NAIA ABCA president, and a rep from the National Administrative Council's Rules and Ratings Committee. This year serves as a pilot for the National Selection Committee. This group has been compiling information and evaluating teams all season with the hopes of selecting and seeding the best 45 teams. Something else to mention is that each opening round has a bracket name that refers to the host location. So when you see that on the website, you'll know that's the case.
Now that you know how teams have qualified, let's jump into it, starting with the Bellevue bracket, hosted by Bellevue University. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Bellevue, Nebraska.
We've got the number 5 seed Mayville State versus the number 4 seed Madonna, the number 2 seed Bellevue versus the number 3 seed William Woods, and the number 1 seed in the bracket is Tabor, awaiting the winner of the 4-5 game. Moving on to the Daytona Beach bracket, number 5 Rio Grande will play number 4 Southeastern, number 2 Embry-Riddle will play number 3 Bryan, and number 1 Auburn Montgomery waits the winner of number 4 Southeastern and number 5 Rio Grande. In the Grand Rapids bracket, number 5 Grandview will play number 4 Peru State, number 2 Davenport will play number 3 Mount Vernon Nazarene, and lastly number 1 Oklahoma Wesleyan will await number 4 Peru State and number 5 Grandview. Shifting gears to the Kingsport bracket, we've got number 5 Judson playing number 4 LSU Alexandria, number 2 Lindsey Wilson playing number 3 Freed Hardeman, and number 1 Tennessee Wesleyan awaiting the winner of number 4 LSU Alexandria and number 5 Judson. The Lawrenceville bracket features number 5 Spring Arbor versus number 4 St. Catherine, number 2 Westmont versus number 3 St. Thomas, and lastly we've got number 1 seed in the bracket Georgia Gwinnett. The Montgomery bracket showcases number 5 St. Francis out of Illinois against number 4 Lyon, number 2 Northwood Florida versus number 3 Campbellsville, and lastly number 1 seed in the bracket and bracket host Faulkner. The Oklahoma City bracket has number 4 Missouri Baptist versus number 5 Dakota Wesleyan, number 2 Concordia Irvine versus number 3 York, and lastly bracket hosts the number 1 seed Oklahoma City University. The Santa Clarita bracket out in California has number 4 Vanguard versus number 5 Cal State San Marcos, number 2 Northwestern Ohio versus number 3 British Columbia, and lastly number 1 the Masters, which awaits the winner of number 4 Vanguard and number 5 Cal State San Marcos. In our final opening round bracket, the Shawnee bracket, we've got number 4 Briarcliff versus number 5 Mid-American Nazarene, number 2 LSU Shreveport versus number 3 Sterling, and lastly bracket host Oklahoma Baptist is the number 1 seed and will play the winner of number 4 Briarcliff and number 5 Mid-American Nazarene. That puts a wrap on today's show, and on behalf of everyone at the NAI, I want to congratulate the schools, players, and coaches on a great season. For more information on the Baseball National Championship, visit the National Championship page on NAI.org and follow along on Twitter at our NAI_news account. We again thank everyone for watching and have a good night.